Beautiful Tuesday morning. Drive safe. My goodness, how tall you are. You're a tall, handsome feller.
Well, you know, you took my chair. I don't have a
I got to
chair.
give me a step stool over here now or something, because Drive Safe Dave, you're an intimidating looking guy.
No, dude,
Let me
not
tell you
really,
something.
not really.
You got a
I'm
little
just-
beard action going on. Your hair looks nice.
Oh, I try to make it. Wear the collared shirt. Got a little bit of going on. The only thing I don't like about the polo, I love the polo shirt. No pockets. Where's the pocket? I gotta have a pocket. You know what? I'm fixing to do a boycott of these polos. I got a whole closet full of them. I'm fixing to boycott them. I gotta have it. Where do you put your glasses?
You know, you put it right here, sir.
I do that. It stretches out my shirt.
I'm just saying,
t-shirt.
hey, listen, we are at 27 days of driving safe, 13 days of getting out and look. Hey, the streaks just continue, Drive Safe.
Yeah, we're getting bigger and bigger, and we're going to continue them going forward all the way through when Bob gets back. And what do we need?
No, you know what? Yeah, Bob doesn't have to come back. Hey, Bob, if you're watching, hey, you may not have a job when you get back.
Enjoy your vacation.
Hey, Drive Safe, getting bigger and bigger. Let me tell you, I dropped my 14th pound this morning.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound right. Yeah.
My third.
I was at 15 until now. I'm at 14. No, I'm at 14 pounds of losing my weight.
So your streak's
going. Walking. I'm doing my jogging. I'm eating very well.
Good. You're looking good.
You know, we go, Kendra and I, we usually go walking and jogging together. And I've started my jogging. My knees feel better. Taking a little bit of weight off definitely helped, even though I've got 2 new knees. It just has helped. But she blows me away. I mean, she does a slow little jog, and I can't keep up. I'm just done, and she just keeps going.
It'll take practice. You'll get it.
Yeah, but she has a good little pace to her. She blows me away, and I walk. I do the walk and then catch up. Walk and then catch up.
Do you do the power walk at all?
No, I'm not doing the power walk. We go on the street, so I really try not to even jog unless there's no cars coming. You know, I don't want anybody to see.
You don't want to see that effort.
I watch the old men when they're jogging. I'm like, yeah, that poor dude, and I'm that dude today.
Right.
I am that guy today.
Hey, but you're 14 down, right?
14 down. I feel a little bit better. My daughter went on that challenge with me, and she's doing great as well. She's going to the gym. It's been a good time. I've enjoyed this part. I've enjoyed taking off some weight just in time for that beach body, you know, getting ready for that pool, getting ready for summertime.
I'm going to be going, who's that guy over there? And then sure enough, it's going to be Sir Rick.
Dude, do not ever start checking me out, please. I will gain the weight back if you start checking me out. Promise you on that. Hey, listen, we have talked about the Suez Canal. It seems like once a week since it got stuck, right? And so we talked last week. You remember it got arrested. It got taken to jail. They're $1 billion.
Evergreen.
Yes. Evergiven.
Oh, Evergiven.
Yes, the
You got
Evergiven.
Evergreen up there.
Evergiven. It's the Evergiven.
The
Listen to
Evergreen,
this.
Evergreen is the name of the company, and all of their ships are Ever something else.
Oh,
so
okay, I got you. And I can
Evergiven,
see the namesake on the bow. Evergiven. Okay, I got you.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way,
Sorry.
the Evergiven's in jail. It's been and I didn't realize this, producer. I thought that they just took the ship they took it, but it's all the cargo too. It's 85% full, 25,000 containers on it. They can't be unloaded either. So now I can see why they're trying to charge $1 billion, right? I got all your cargo too, and none of it's going anywhere. So they won't release whose cargo is actually on it. But yes, it's 85% capacity, 25,000 containers. Producer,
it's a lot of cargo, and now the people who own this cargo are trying to send bonds to the Evergiven so that they can bail out this ship because they are losing money too the longer this thing stays in the Suez Canal under its arrest.
And it's not as simple as just unloading it. I mean, they don't have the capacity really to unload and offload. The logistics behind that is a mess too, because, I mean, are you going to offload all of them? Just some? Are you going to find the one on the bottom, put the rest back? What do you do?
Because they all go to different places and they go to different stuff, and
different owners of the containers.
So they can arrest, for what I understand, they can arrest the ship, but they can't arrest the cargo.
That's what they say. Well, they are though. They can't, but they just did.
I can arrest your liver, but not necessarily you.
What's the old trade place we have in Arlington here? off of Mayfield? Well, you know what? Never mind. I can't think of the name of it. But this is going to be the biggest. You're going to get a heck of a deal out here when you go there, because eventually that's going to get offloaded and they're going to open it up and they're just going to have a big garage sale.
It's going to drop containers down.
You know what? It's going to be like Storage Wars. I'll buy that one. You have no idea what's in it.
That is
you
so
bid
fake.
for it.
That is so fake. Storage Wars.
I can see it happen. I can see it happen. Hey, another news, drive safe. We had the we had one of the Greyhounds. Right, it won the race, $4,000 prize. That sucker was moving. They took it in for a drug test.
Of course they did.
Methamphetamines, right? A little bit of meth.
So they go here.
A Greyhound racer. The trainer actually was fined $3,500, which seems kind of low for this kind of thing. It's only $500 short of the prize money. So really, they got the prize money, paid it off, and pocketed the $500. But last week, Grant Robertson, the minister responsible for animal welfare within this Greyhound racing case, did a drug test on the winning Greyhound in the race, and the Greyhound popped positive for methamphetamine and just amphetamines in its system. And this is not the first time that this has happened in this league. It was one of two that was brought just to this race, and as of the April 30th, I believe there have been 8 dogs and that have actually died from methamphetamine in these races, and over 300 others have been injured as a result of that.
So we're talking New Zealand, right? We're not talking here in the States. So those of you want, don't listen. It's not happening in the States. This is New Zealand, and I don't know. First, I didn't know they raced Greyhounds in New Zealand.
I'm not sure what all they do in New Zealand, having never been there.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this: that anybody know the most popular thing from New Zealand?
It probably has to do with Lord of the Rings.
You know what? That's number 10, but yes, isn't that crazy?
No.
Number 10, Lord of the Rings, is the 10th most popular thing out of that. I'm not a Lord of the Rings guy. Producer, I can look at you and I can say, you are, right?
I hate to say it, but I actually watched Lord of the Rings this past weekend. I sat down and watched the whole trilogy. Yep, it was a fun time, and actually, I think it would be really cool. You can actually go to New Zealand and walk the distance from the Shire to
Hobbiton.
where Mordor.
Yeah,
they got a Lord of the Rings at Disney now, right?
Yes.
So I went to that when we went to Disney with my son, and he was just he was in heaven. All these wands that cost $45.
Oh, no, that's different.
What is that?
That's Harry Potter. That's different.
Harry Potter. There you go. So it's Harry Potter. Is it different?
It's very different. It's very different.
I don't know. It's all the same thing to me. Potato. Same show. Not going to watch either. Haven't watched them.
You've never watched Lord of the Rings.
Not one. Never seen. Not Harry Potter. Not one.
Oh my
scene.
God.
Not one.
I think I read There and Back Again by Bilbo Baggins when I was 12. The very first time.
The Hobbit was one of the first books I ever sat down and read.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a classic. It actually tells a story, Sir Rick. If you just down to a nutshell, it tells a story that every single person, no matter how small,
gets a ribbon,
can make a difference.
Can get a ribbon.
You got to learn it.
Everybody gets a ribbon.
So that story was actually written by J.L. Tolkien to his son who was off at war, and he used to write these little passages and chapters, and he would mail them off. And they collected them all together, and that's how they put them together to make The Hobbit.
Now that's a cool story. I'd watch maybe the making of the book of The Hobbit, but I'm not watching the movie.
But you're not gonna read the book. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll watch how the book was made. I'm not gonna read the book though. No way.
Just
no chance.
You know what? I guess I don't
it's a true
get
story.
into that thing.
It's a biography.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm more of a biography kind.
It's a biography. It's Bilbo Baggins' biography.
Hey, we had here back in the States. We do have a little roundabout. I'm not a big fan of the roundabouts.
I am.
I mean, they are confusing to many folks. They just are. People get on the roundabout and they just like, what do I do? When do I go in? When do I merge? When do I exit? What lane do I get in? We got one in Kentucky that's just blowing people away, though. Look at this one right here. And this one's genuinely confusing.
Well, they're all just going on the wrong side of the road. They see the people in front of them going on the wrong side of the road, so you can see them going over the median to the wrong side of the road to go around this roundabout instead of just staying in the right lane, going around the roundabout.
Procedure. There should be some training.
I mean, wait, is is that just a one-way road there? I mean, why are they on the other side? I mean,
they're just confused. They've
never actually used the roundabout before. This is the first time, and now it's like ants.
I mean, some of these guys are legitimately confused, and I get it, right? I mean, and it's just, I mean, look at this.
There's a tractor trailer. Why is he in the left lane, oncoming lane?
Because the
and
person
turns into the oncoming lane.
I think that's just a truck towing something. I don't think that's a tractor trailer there.
Look at these cars that are wanting to go back. They can't even go. They're stuck. They can't go on the right side of the road because everybody's going down their road. It is the craziest thing ever.
Good advertisement for Family Dollar.
Hey, yeah, you know, it really is, right? Hey, we are going to continue to talk about, I know we talked about the dog there, but hey, we're going to get a quick reminder. We spoke last month about drug use, alcohol use, driving the vehicle. Again, we're going to stress to you, we have new drivers here, and if it's the first time you've heard it, listen, you're not allowed to have that beer in your vehicle. You're obviously not allowed to do drugs, but that beer you can't take in your vehicle either. That tractor, you can't do it. It can't be part of your game. You have to say no. You just can't do it, Drive Safe.
It doesn't matter if you're on a 34, if you're on home time. It is not allowed in the vehicle. It's not tolerated, and it won't be, and it's not accepted here at all. So it's direct grounds for termination here if you get caught with alcohol in your truck. And we don't want you to put it in there. Even though you might be an owner-operator and you might be coming from the store, you are not, and I repeat, not allowed to transport alcohol inside the vehicle.
Yes, sir. And we're going to talk about a little bit of speed and space. We're going to talk about the construction site. Make sure you're slowing down. Remember, you're the leaders in the highway. You've got to slow down. You got to make sure you're going the right speed. You're controlling the traffic behind you. Continue to do it. Be a difference maker out there on the road. Man, there's just a lot of lives at stake. People are out there working, and we saw yesterday some of these videos. They're just too close.
Well, you know, the one place you can control is that distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. You can absolutely control that space, and when it's taken away from you by somebody pulling in front of you, you've got to reacquire it. You've got to reacquire that necessary space, and that's what we're talking about. We're talking about that space, that speed, and that space to control that area directly in front of your vehicle, because that is the most crucial spot that you can have to be safe and keep open. That is your best escape route.
Yes, sir, and it is. And Drive Safe Dave, it kind of goes in with our phrase that pays as well.
It does kind of go in with our phrase that pays.
Which is kind of, you would think so, though, right? I mean, the phrase that pay, listen, it should go along with the subject we're talking about. It's going to talk about safety. And Drive Safe, give us to us right now, baby.
Changing bad habits may be a chore, but being safer is what we adore.
One more time.
Changing bad habits may be a chore, but being safer is what we adore.
All right. Hey, I know we got Buckle Up Bob out today. Drive Safe, you've done a great job in presenting the weather. Before we get to it, any big challenges we see?
There's going to be some wind coming up out west in Arizona, but I will tell you some thunderstorms really start to creep in this evening and start to move across the Midwest plains by tomorrow. So we're going to see some rain stretching all the way across most of the country as it moves east slowly.
All right. Anything else big going on? What about safety-wise? I mean, have you seen anything that we're going to have to address today? We have Hector coming on. Anything that he wants to kind of get ready for?
Well, you know what? We do have the Blitz coming up, and we want to be prepared.
Speed and space.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And we want to make sure that we think about and we focus on what's coming ahead. I mean, we need some positive, good inspections. We're going to get inspected. It's going to happen as part of the business. It's part of what we want going on out there. And we want to catch people not doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? It's part of what happens out there on the road. And we want to make sure that we're aware that the Blitz happens May 4th through May 6th.
When are we getting our DOT guy back out here? We had him in here, 3 weeks ago? When's the next time?
He said once a quarter.
Yeah, every 3 months. That's what he said. He said every 3 months.
All right. Well, I think we should get him once a month. I mean, he's just right here in Mansfield. Did we ask him?
I mean, he said that once a month might be too repetitive and that he doesn't necessarily get that much information once a month. So he suggested once a quarter.
I'll talk to Sergeant then. I'll do it. I'll be the guy that brings him in here. There's a lot of things that we can talk to an officer about, right?
There's always
all sorts of things. And it's not just us, it's our drivers. So once a month, we want our guys in here. Listen, we want to give you better information all the time. We're going to have to do that, drive safe. We want to find a way to get him in here. I'll call him up and let's just have a little fun with him. Let him get to know our drivers. Let our drivers get comfortable, right, to ask these questions so we can be safer on the road.
Okay, and you know what? Let's get prepared too. And then when we know that he's coming, we'll have all the drivers get prepared questions. We'll get them into BCB
Great
Live.
question.
And then we'll
Great
just go down the list of questions that you prepare. And the drivers can also call in and get some too. But I want to make sure that we do our due diligence on our side as drivers to make sure that we ask the right questions and the specific questions we want to answer.
And with that, we've got a message from our sponsors.
Oh, Sandy, I'm starving. What's for lunch today?
Well, unfortunately, nothing that I have cooked. Because of COVID,
no.
I'm not cooking anymore. But what I do have is a freezer full of food for the drivers. We have breakfast food. We have Stouffer's lasagna. We have meatloaf. All the driver has to do is walk in, open the freezer, and make them a little something to eat.
Hey guys, it's nice to know that we have food in the freezer, right? That's good stuff. I will tell you that Bob's not here today, won't be here this week, so I'm going to do my best to try to fill in and give you a little bit of what Bob does each and every day. The topics of this week as we go ahead and we move forward, the topics of this week is visual and listening checks. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about tires, requirements of tires, tread depth of tires, and what it means, what you can do. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about brakes. All right, brakes are a big deal as we get into the Blitz week, and as we move forward, I want to make sure everybody knows a little bit about the things that you can do. You can do a few simple things to help you every day to find out what you can do to see if your brakes are working properly. One of them is always and as always, when you jump in your truck, make sure that you always do your pump down test every day. Check your brakes. Make sure you do your pump down test. There's a lot of things that go on when you do the pump down test. It doesn't take that long. You pump down the brakes. You know that the air alarm, the low air alarm kicks on. You know the valves pop out at the proper PSI. And also you're checking the governor to see that the governor, when it airs back up, that it kicks on and that it kicks the unit off in a timely manner when it reaches the desired air pressure. So you want to make sure that all those things are done when you do your pump down test. Also, when you do build up your air pressure, it's always a good idea, and I tell everybody to do this really, unless like if you ran all day, when you get out of your truck, turn your engine off, walk around your truck, and listen for audible air leaks. Just walk all the way around with the engine off, with the air pressure still engaged. And you can set your brakes on your tractor, or you can set your brakes on your trailer, either one, but you want to set one, and then you want to get around and you want to listen to see if you can hear any audible air leaks coming from anywhere, whether a brake chamber, air line, or anything like that. Also, you want to make sure that you do a tug test each and every time on the trailer. I think we had a driver yesterday do a tug test and the trailer did not grab. The brakes were out of adjustment. When that happens, there's a few things that you can do, but I'll tell you the tug test is really going to tell you if your brakes are out of adjustment on the trailer and what have you. You know, a lot of people say, hey, if you back up and hit your brakes or whatever, you can adjust your brakes. I will tell you that if the slack adjusters are working properly and are greased properly and they are in good working order, if you pump down your service brake, which is your pedal, if you hold it down for 10 seconds, and release it, and then you hold it down for 10 seconds again, and you do that 6 times, it will help you adjust your brakes. But it takes a little bit of time. You just have to be patient. It takes a couple of minutes, and that will help you to adjust your brakes from inside the cab. If you continue to have difficulties or problems, make sure you get with one of us in maintenance and make sure that we talk to you about it and make sure we get you serviced and make sure that we have a certified technician get out and do the brake adjustment. You can always look across and see if you have enough padding. You can always look and see if you have enough of what you need out there. But when it comes to an adjustment, I'm really not going to have you guys crawl up underneath and do the stroke test. I'm not going to have you do any of those, basically do any slack adjuster adjustments. I just don't think that's what we need. What we need is a certified technician to do that so they can sign off on it and that they can get it done so that if and when we need to use that in a court of law, we have a certified technician that has adjusted the brakes. I just want everybody to understand there are a few tricks of the trade, and I want everybody to use them when you do that. Hey, just so everybody knows, Work Zone Awareness Week is this week. We've been watching videos last week, and we've watched a couple of videos this week, and we're going to continue to watch videos. Make sure that you are aware in the work zone area. Make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on, and that you understand that when you get in there, it is up to you to have your heightened sense of awareness, because it offers its own set of challenges in those work zone areas. Anything from traffic pattern changes to restricted lanes to high traffic, slow traffic, oncoming vehicles, and also, and most importantly, personnel walking in and around the work zone area, unprotected by anything. So you've got to make sure that you pay attention in those work zone areas. I want everybody also to be aware that the DOT Blitz will be May 4th through May 6th. May 4th through May 6th. Make sure that you're aware of that and that you kind of know what's going on as we get close and as we get prepared. I want everybody to understand we're going to do a lot to make sure our equipment is ready, it is prepared, and you are comfortable with what it is you're going forward. Because what we do here is we are safe and we make sure the equipment is in proper functioning order. So if you have any questions about any of it, make sure you reach out to your maintenance team, reach out to Kenny, reach out to DJ, reach out to Ben, reach out to one of these guys and talk to them about it, and we'll make sure that you're set straight and that you're fixed and that you're going forward. I want everybody to be rest assured that you are very comfortable with talking to them and you're very comfortable with your piece of equipment as you get out there on the road. So make sure you talk to one of them because they're the experts at it. They'll take care of you and they'll make sure that you get done what you need to get done. I will tell you that you are at 27 and 13. So Rick talked about it when we started the show, but during the safety show, I just wanted to mention it again. The streaks are alive, the streaks are going on, and we have every opportunity to do well by these streaks so that when Buckle Up Bob gets back, we're well over a month and we're well over 2 weeks and climbing when he returns next week. So we have a great chance to make the streaks alive and continuing them on the way. Let's talk a little bit about the weather today. I will tell you that in most of the region east of the Rockies, on this side of the Continental Divide, you're going to see some pretty good weather just like it was yesterday. However, the moisture will, and this front will spill over today into the Denver and into this evening. And you'll notice that the thunderstorms start to pop up all the way from Texas up into the Midwest and stuff like that into this region. So you're going to see these. This is tonight, this evening about 6 p.m. And I anticipate this not to change much as it slowly moves over to Wednesday tomorrow morning. You'll see that it is in basically the same areas, moved a little bit east, but the thunderstorms pick up with intensity through the night. So we'll go back to today. Enjoy what you have today, east of the Rockies, south, east, west, everywhere. You'll have a lot of fun driving today because you're going to get a lot of sunshine and you're going to be able to see the open road and hang that left arm outside the window and enjoy a little bit of the fresh air. I hope that you get a little bit of the fresh air as you drive today. It does make for a whole lot better drive and a lot better sleep, getting some fresh air in the cab while you drive down the road. I will tell you that there is some wind gusts this afternoon. This is it now. There's a little bit just east of the Albuquerque area, but this afternoon, it does pick up in intensity in the gusts. All right, and this is just east of Albuquerque, and the wind gusts will pick up in this region. They will pop up, and they will be pretty heavy. You just want to make sure that you slow down and that you're careful if you're running empty. If you're running heavy, maintain, just kind of get a good idea what's going on around you, because believe it or not, just because you're heavy and you're running well, you're going to be running next to campers. You're going to be running next to other high-profile vehicles that may or may not be able to do well in that wind or in those gusts. They may blow into your lane. They may not be near as experienced as you are, and you want to make sure that you understand what's going on with them out there on the road. Watch out for them as you watch out for yourself all the time, because it can change in this difficult environment. But I will tell you that I expect most of the day to be gorgeous. So enjoy it today, because there is some rain and thunder coming through Wednesday, and as that storm moves east, through the latter part of the week, we'll watch it and we will update everybody. It does look like it's just going to be rains. It doesn't look like it's going to be anything dangerous, but we never know the potential as it may change.
All right, we got Leslie Warner and then Dennis Wondercheck. So Leslie, what do you got for us today, ma'am? All right, Dennis, what do you have for us today?
Okay, yeah, that nighttime video was me. And the crazy part about that, not only did they were doing about 15 miles an hour when they pulled out in front of me, and they never sped up. They never got faster than 20 miles an hour on the freeway. And I could never, of course, get around because the traffic is whizzing by. So I'm not one to use my air horn. Finally, I just laid on the air horn to get them to go back on the shoulder because we were just cruising down on the freeway at 20 miles an hour, and it's like I'm going to get rear-ended eventually. So yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe it was rude, but I needed to get them off of the freeway.
Yeah, I understand, Dennis. You know, at some point, I had no idea that they were going at that speed. I was assuming that they would have sped up. You know, when you're traveling, I mean, the minimum speed on the interstates is typically 45 miles an hour. Anybody doing under that for any reason, for any length of time, is basically breaking the law. So you got to be careful, be mindful, and you don't want to get caught in that trap of being the blocker out there. However, I would have, Dennis, you know, good job of slowing down, good job of seeing what's coming up in front of you. I might have thrown on the hazards a little bit. I don't know if you did after that, but make sure that everybody knows what's going on around you because it's a little crazy and it's easy to run up on a big truck in the dark, judging time and distance in the dark. Who else you got? What's going on? Yes, sir.
Good morning. I just wanted to give big kudos and shout out to my dispatcher, Tanisha and Casey. Two good dispatchers, and I guarantee you if they wasn't doing their job, I wouldn't be here. So y'all have a safe day and a blessed day, and I'm gone.
Wow, nice. A good shout out for the DMs, and you know they work hard to make sure that they communicate with you and to know what you've got to do and what you got going on, so that you can be better at what you do and be successful. And it takes every member of the team to do that. And Tanisha and Casey do a great job. Kudos to them. Great shout out. Who else you got?
First of all, Dylan, we can't hear you. I had to wait for my mic to eliminate. So, anyways,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't know if his mic is muted or off or what. But I mean, it's barely, you barely hear his voice. You can't hear anything he says. Anyways, that video of the OV passing us on the shoulder. That I wouldn't have done anything different.
Me neither.
That driver did a good job. He maintained speed. He maintained his lane. He let the OV do what he wanted to do, and then when, like you said, when he got clear of the double wide line, he came on over and it was just spot on what we were.
All right, Jeffrey. Hey, and did you see the one with the driver in the dark with Dennis?
Yeah, I've had that happen before, where I was coming into Kentucky. I was going south on 75 and 71 right there across that mountain, and I was going up that mountain, and I had a pickup truck doing 35. I was fully loaded, and I had to lay on my brake. Because, I mean, I just came up on him too fast, and I didn't have nowhere to go. And I kept blowing my horn and trying to get him to go faster. He just wouldn't go any faster. And so I had to drag that load up that mountain at less than 35 miles an hour. So I had to put on my four-way because I was running so slow. So I've had that happen to me before.
You got to let everybody know around you. Good job. You got to make sure that you communicate, and that's what the four ways are for. Jump through them on and make sure that you can see. What else? Who else you got, Dylan?
Yeah, we've got Cool Dude, and then we got Alan Arnold. What do you guys got
What's
for
up,
us?
Warren?
All right, Alan Arnold, what do you got for us today, sir?
Hey, get my... Sorry. Shoot, Mark. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, I know. Good morning. Hey, Mr. Dave, are you able to draw on that screen behind you?
Yeah, I can draw on the screen.
Okay. Well, wanted you to draw and show everybody something because I sent you guys an article of an accident in a construction zone. And this is happening more and more of what they're doing. There's 4 lanes, okay? And then they have a permanent jersey wall in the center of those 4 lanes. Well, they're replacing bridges and adding bridges, all right? So what they do is they're splitting the bridge that they just put in and putting a jersey wall in the center of that, where the lanes, the 2 lanes are going to split, okay? And last Friday, a tractor trailer, he missed the judgment of it, hit the wall, and ruptured his fuel tank. The truck caught on fire, and he died. Speed, space, and awareness of what's going on around you. Slow it down, because it's not worth it. When I came through there, you know, they had cranes out there, and they were picking up the parts of the motor, or the front axle, and frame and stuff of the truck. Burnt the trailer. Just slow down. Pay attention.
Yeah, Alan, you bring up a good point, and I appreciate it. You know, it's always tragic when accidents happen. And as we enter in, and we continue to, and that's one of the reasons why we're focusing on construction zones as a dangerous area, because they offer their own set of challenges, and we want to make sure we're aware of them. And as we communicate about them and as we talk about them, we try to bring to light some of the dangers that are out there. And that's one of the reasons why we've tried to make sure that we've shown a bunch of videos that you've provided, a bunch of videos that every driver has sent in, because these are real world examples of what y'all face out there each and every day. They're not going to get any better, the construction, with the advent, with the new bills that are being passed for, you know, revamping the highways, with adding to the infrastructure. You're going to continue to see more and more construction, and which means you're going to have to continue to be ever more vigilant in making sure that you are aware of what's going on around you, because those traffic patterns can change in an instant. People can step out in an instant. Traffic can pull out in an instant. And you've just got to be very, very careful of what do you got. Anybody else we got?
Cool Dude and Leslie Warner, you guys should be able to unmute yourselves there. You should have access to that. So Cool Dude, what do you got for us?
How you doing, Dave?
What's up, Warren?
I'm just trying this, first time caller, long time listener.
Thank you. I'm good with that, Cool Dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this thing out. So, hey, I just want to give you a heads up on the construction zones and stuff. And also, I'm going to throw out there, please watch these guys pulling these trailers and campers and stuff. I've already saw like 2 or 3 people lose their campers with the old ball hitches, you know, and they're not even using chains or any kind of stabilizers or anything. So I'm just telling you, I've seen 2 or 3 of them campers lost, you know, right off the back of pickup trucks. So please be careful, be vigilant of that, and kind of creep around them if you can, and keep your eye on them when you're passing them. So that's all, Dave, and it's good to hear you again, buddy. Sir Rick, if you're listening, have a great day, man. All right.
All right. Thanks, Warren. And Leslie, were you able to make yourself green?
I think so. Can you hear me?
There you go. I hear you, young lady. What do you got?
Okay, I'm just trying to figure this thing out too. When you were doing the weather, I could see you. It was a big screen, but the rest of the time it's been a tiny little bitty screen. And I haven't been able to see like the, now yesterday I could see the videos you were showing of from the trucks, but not today. Today they've been little bitty and I couldn't see them.
You got little bitty screens?
Leslie,
yeah,
if you double tap.
Like the weather, I can see them. No, double tapping doesn't make them bigger.
Oh, then I can't. I'm lucky to be up here and holding a cup of coffee. And when it gets to the technical stuff, there's just a few things that I am good at, but this probably isn't one of them. So let's.
Doing the weather and stuff, it was a big screen and it was fine. But then when it went to today when it went to the videos, then it went to the tiny little screen.
Huh.
Okay, well, now I got it to go bigger. Okay, well, maybe I got it.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It's all a big stuff. We're all learning how to use it. Trust me, we have our own genuine set of difficulties sometimes here in the office, right, guys? Sometimes we have new and different challenges that we face each and every day, and we're honest with ourselves. We can truly say, yes, things happen, and we will get through them. And you too, Leslie, will have some difficulty. But I hope you get through them, and glad to hear from you. Did you want to add anything else, or you just wanted to talk about tiny screens?
Just tiny screens, I guess.
All right, I like it. You be safe out there, Miss Warren.
Have a great day.
You too. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Ache R. All right.
Well, until then, we can go ahead and go to.
Can you hear me?
There you are, Christy.
There you are, Christy.
Oh, sorry, I was talking away.
No, you
Guess
are. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
button.
Okay, start from the beginning. We're ready.
Speaking of all of us still learning, I'm learning as well. Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to mention, for those of us that do clock in, please remember that your timesheet does need to be approved by 9 a.m. every Monday morning. A good way to have that done for myself, I just set an alarm on my phone for Sundays, and it just reminds me, hey, go into Paycom, approve your time card real quick. That way I don't have to worry about it when I get here Monday and I'm rushing around like crazy. So please remember that you're doing that. If you have any missed punches or your time doesn't look correct, obviously do not approve it until you have corrected it. But be doing that during the week. And also a good reminder for our managers, if you'll be checking for any of those requests, so that way if it is still incorrect, the employee has more time to get that corrected and everyone's not waiting to do it at the very last minute. And today we have 2 birthdays. One is for Darren Lemmy and the other is for Carol Bickham. Happy birthday. Everyone, please continue to wear your mask, wash those hands, use that antibacterial. Stay safe and have a great day. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Christy, and we appreciate it. As always, it's time for, as you well know, it's Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday in the after morning show. What is it? After the safety part, we bring on the Danger Rangers. Is that the Danger Ranger apparel?
Today it is, yeah. Normally I'm just dressed well, I guess. I don't know. Thank you for asking. But no,
Okay.
this is the apparel for today. I look like a traffic cone. So yeah.
No, that's probably apropos for the Danger Rangers, right?
I love that word, apropos. Excellent use of the word. Good morning to you, Drive Safe Dave. How are you?
I am doing well. I am definitely excited to hear what you have for us in the world.
I got to be honest with you. I'm a little weirded out by not sitting down. Well, I look better when I'm standing up than I do sitting down, but it's a different change.
I look just as disheveled standing here as I do sitting down. So I'm not sure yet how much more I like it now. By the end of the show, I'm just tired.
I hear you. Well, you've been walking around a lot, so I hear you. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being on my little segment here. I'm really excited about our numbers. Our numbers are looking good. 27 days of safe driving, 13 days of goal. I think we have made a good charge forward to try to get those kind of things in front of the drivers. Every day we talk about safety. Every day we talk about doing the right thing. You guys have been doing an excellent job. This morning, and let me go back to last week, I talked about fatigue, and I got a lot of good comments about fatigue for drivers calling in and talking to me about it. So excellent conversation. Continue to communicate with us if you're fatigued, if you're tired, if there's something that's not right, let us know. That way we can definitely fix things, move those appointment times out, whatever we need to do for you. But more than that, we continue to talk about speed and space, and that's where we're going to hit the drum day. I will tell you, I went through a lot of the videos for the last week, and we are making just unbelievable strides in doing the right thing when it comes to speed and space. And I'm going to show some videos here in just a second. Or actually, the producer's going to show some videos. I'm going to talk about them. But we made, just excellent things. And I can tell you, it's been weird and I'm not going to say it's not that it hadn't happened, but in the last couple of weeks, we've had some really weird situations where more and more drivers are passing us on the shoulder. We saw that little drag race, or I'm going to block you from changing lanes things this morning. You know, I don't understand what's really going on in the world other than maybe people are just insane or they just think that they can save 1 or 2 minutes. But that puts us in a very, very bad situation. So I think it's super important that we continue to focus on our speed and space. We continue to focus on those things and get in the big picture and making sure that we are far enough back to where we can make those decisions. So today I decided to focus on the positive things. Producer, if you're ready. So the first video that we're going to show is just incredible. I mean, you can see that we've got a truck driver coming in off the road. He's all over the place. He starts to flash on, and notice how he came onto the lane going into that turn section. Bottom line is his lights, he's stopping and starting and stopping and starting. But the thing that you can see that's really excellent here is our driver is far enough back where he can make a decision whether he needs to stop or if he needs to switch into another lane. I mean, excellent speed, excellent space. Everything looked really good on this video. And I get it. Maybe that guy was tired. I don't know, because he's swerving all over the place. Whether he was thinking he was going to exit there or maybe he thought that was an entrance ramp, I have no idea. But excellent job. Second, look at the speed. Look at the space on this. I mean, and you can see the insanity that's ensuing here. You got a truck driver trying to get into a lane. You got another truck, all merging together. But from our standpoint, we continue to slow down, let the chaos happen in front of us, and we are completely out of danger. So, I mean, excellent job here by the driver. This is the kind of stuff that we've been seeing on videos as we continue to move forward, charge forward, to make you guys understand that we've got to slow down a little bit. And I mean, you got guys cutting you off and you're still increasing your space. So excellent videos right there. I mean, you cannot, I'm just super impressed with what we see here. In this video, again, work zones. I mean, here we got a work zone coming into one lane and we've got guys this guy stopped in the middle of the highway. I have no idea what he's doing, but that's the kind of insanity that we have got to, our chaos has to slow down. And you can see that our driver backed off. He saw there was an issue right there with the driver stopped. And of course, he's got a car coming up on his right and lanes, everybody's stopping. So excellent job by stopping, letting that stuff happen. And plenty of space between him and the truck in front of him. Between, if the guy to the left wants to come into our lane, you got guys to the right. I mean, he's just letting that stuff happen in front of him, and that's what we're looking for.
So I look at that video, Hector, and that last one, that they're coming up to a light, 3 lanes coming up to a light. This guy, and I can tell you what he's doing, he doesn't want to get out of this lane until he thinks it's a good lane. He doesn't want to commit to either lane. Right. So he's just going to block both of them until he figures out what is the better lane. Yep. I mean, and that's just crazy. I mean, I don't want to give up this lane because it might be good, but I don't want you to have that lane because it might be good. Exactly. So I'm just going to block both of these until I make a decision.
And that's
I mean, that's kind of what's going on here, right?
I mean, it's crazy how some people think. And I mean, I guess they think they're in a bigger vehicle than us, but they're really, just because that was a Tahoe doesn't mean that his vehicle is any bigger than ours. But we certainly, in our decision making is getting better and better and better as we go. I mean, normally our drivers in the past would run up to try to block that guy out of the way so that we could take our space in front of them. But now, with the way we continue to preach, speed and space, our drivers are backing up and allowing us to not get up on a situation where we could put ourselves in a bad way.
I think it goes even beyond that, Hector. I think the culture here speaks volumes to the actions based upon what every driver's doing on the road. These improvements are they are not by chance over time.
Not at all.
These streaks that we're going through aren't by chance or accident. There are a definite change in the behavior of the drivers out there on the road and a belief in what we're talking about here. And that we truly believe in the safety. We truly believe in safety. And as we talk about it and as we show and we demonstrate and we continue to focus on it, real changes are being made. Real life changes are being made. And I'm just telling you, I can't even imagine really how much further we can go to make the whole industry in this way. We have an opportunity to do so, but the sky's the limit, right?
Agreed.
The sky's the absolute limit. And what we've got to do is we just got to continue to be the leaders and continue to develop the BCBs of trucking, because I'll tell you what, that's what's going on here. That's truly what's going on here, that our group of folks are creating a new ideology, a new way, and a new method in driving safe out there on the highway. And it's reflecting in what's happening out there on the road. 100%, not by just the numbers, but by the actions and the camera and the videos. And we're continuing to see an ever developing crew of people being safe.
And I think it's important to really point out to the fact that this is not an industry standard. This is a grassroots effort by us at BCB to put the safety part out there first, not to delivering the freight on time, not to get into these appointments on time and doing whatever we need to do to get there. But we are making a grassroots effort to be as safe as we possibly can. And it starts with you. It starts here at BCB with the ownership, going down to you guys, making sure you understand that, hey, the most important thing that we can do is be safe.
And I think really ultimately the idea is not that we don't want you to be on time. We do want you to be on time. But what we want to emphasize is that there is nothing here that goes in front of safety. Even your comfort necessarily doesn't go in front of safety. If you are comfortable in flip-flops and shorts and stuff like that, it's not necessarily the safest attire to wear in uneven surfaces and in lots. We want you to wear good, safe attire, right? It may be more comfortable to not have a seatbelt on and restrict you, but I'm telling you, it does not go in front of safety. It does not go in front of safety. And the way we drive and what we think and being on time, none of these things go in front of safety. What we're trying to get through, what we're trying to talk about, and the drivers believe in it too. The drivers talk about it every day. It's not something that we're just doing. It's something the drivers are doing, and they're demonstrating that the belief is safety first, and then we'll figure everything else after that. We'll figure it out together. And the only way we can do that is if we communicate and we let everybody know what's going on, right? And we talk about the weather here, and we talk about the wind, and we talk about traffic conditions, and we talk about equipment, and we talk about drivers and their physical conditions, and we talk about anything that may play a big part in what may or may not be safe. And I think what we're focusing on here and what you bring to the table is the speed and spacing. We've been talking about it for a couple of months now, and we've been focusing on it. And I'm telling you that we see some great changes going on, and Hector showed some good examples of that. But that space in front of your vehicle is what you got to control.
Exactly.
You've got to control that. You have to have enough room to stop. You have to have enough room to stop. And if you can have enough room to stop every day, and enough room to be safe every day in that space, you're going to make a real difference in the overall way you drive and overall impact on what you do. And I'm telling you, if you create that and you do that and you do it with patience and you do that with commitment, what you're going to do is you're going to take a lot of stress off of yourself by the way you drive. When you create that cushion, and you know that you've got it out there, and you know that the pressure is not there to deliver above your safety, that should lift a little bit of the stress off of you just to focus on driving and focusing on that space in front of you so that you can maintain and be aware of the big picture, right? Not just what's in front of you, but the big picture, but make sure that area in front of you is clear and then focus on the big picture.
Exactly. So, I mean, and I will say this, we're going to make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've made a few mistakes here along the way, but I think what we've done within the last year is we have limited those mistakes to very few, because we're not getting those same calls we were 2 or 3 years ago of us, hitting something or backing into things or things of that nature. I mean, we have really limited our mistakes to almost nil. And, our numbers prove that, the way we are in trends. I mean, some mistakes here or there, but we are making excellent strides in order for us to be the safest company we possibly can be. And like I said, you're exactly right. The more we back away, the more we slow down, the better it is for us to be safe. Okay. So that was our first thing, with speed and space. The next thing I want to talk about real quick was the Blitz. The Blitz is coming. Okay. 3 minutes. So basically, I just was given the signal. Here we go, the Blitz. I've said this in the past, and I'll say this again. When I played football back in the day, our coach always said, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Okay, so again, don't give these police officers an opportunity to pull you or give them an opportunity to check everything out. Okay, we're talking about, let's start with your trucks. Let's keep your trucks clean. Let's make, inside and out. The way you can keep your trucks clean, hey, if an officer sees that your truck is clean, they have a less chance of saying, hey, you know what, we're going to do a full check on your truck. Okay, you need to keep yourself clean, keep your trucks clean, trash, put in a receptacle. I mean, that sounds pretty basic, but the bottom line is make sure that your truck is clean. Don't give them a reason. Make sure your permit books are good to go. Check those permit books. Make sure that all your permits are up to date. Very simple stuff. I mean, you know, while you're sitting on your 10, look at your permit book. Make sure that all your dates are good. Because again, if he opens that book and says, "Oh, look at this, expired this," he's gonna start looking, and they will find stuff. We know that. Make sure you're doing good pre and post trips. Make sure that you're looking your trucks over, your trailers, tires, brakes, whatever it takes for you to look at. Make sure that you're looking at that stuff. Again, going back to what I'm going to continue to beat this drum. Don't give them a reason to look at your truck. Don't give them a reason. Hey, if they look at it and say everything looks good, let's roll. Logs. Make sure that your logs are 100%. Fluids. I mean, this is something that was brought to my attention. I didn't think about. Hey, those fluids need to be 100%. Okay, because I mean, if they're looking for something, just like they said the other day, you're going to get in a truck, and if you can't find anything, say, hey, run your fluids. Let's see if those things are 100%. So, I mean, there's a lot of things. Windshield wipers, windshields, keep those clean. I mean, I know we run through a lot of places where we're going to hit a lot of bugs this year. When you're pulled over getting fuel, wash those windshields. Get them clean. Again, the better we look, the cleaner we are, I think the better we're going to come out of this blitz a lot better. So, I mean, again, I will take any comments or whatever, but the bottom line is the blitz is coming. Let's be prepared. Let's stay prepared all week, all month, all year.
Yeah, we got it on the 4th through the 6th. That's when it's coming up. So we've got to be prepared for it. Got to get going on. I'll tell you what, Hector, why don't, Dylan, you have anybody right now? Anyway? Okay, so why don't we just go ahead, Hector, why don't you close us in a moment of prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you again just to thank you for the blessings that you've bestowed upon us. We have so many issues on the road, so many things going on, so many problems that are before us, but our drivers, we continue to lift them up to you because they continue to make the right decisions. They continue to just be smart and do the right thing. So we continue to lift them up to you and help them make those decisions, Lord. Help them to be safe so they can get home to their families. We pray for their families, Lord, as they allow these drivers to be out on the road 2 to 3 weeks to bring home a living and for them to be able to survive and do what they need to do at home. We definitely, just pray for their families and that you bless them. As always, Lord, we pray for those people that are ill. Pray for those that have passed away. I pray that they're in heaven rejoicing with you. I pray for those that are left behind, that you bring comfort and love to them. Special prayer for Kelvin Brown, who lost his brother Monday. Continue to pray for him and his family as they continue to absorb the loss. As always, Lord, we just thank you for your son who gave his life for our sins. In your heavenly name we pray, amen.
Amen. All right, guys. Remember, be careful today. Be safe today. Focus on what's going on in front of you. Do everything you can to be a blessing upon somebody else in some way, shape, form, or fashion. With that, God bless, Godspeed, and drop the mic.